you so much, everybody, and thank you so much for being here and supporting Wildwood and Wildwood Business Center. We are the community band by the sea. This is actually our second time doing this down here in Wildwood, New Jersey, and we're so excited for all of you to be here and to be on live stream, too. We're live streaming this at the same time. My name is Josh Long, been a very enthusiast of community bands. The first piece you actually heard was written specifically for a community band called Gazebo Portraits. So I know we're not at a gazebo, but if you think about it, going to a park, such as this one, and hearing all kinds of different music, and hearing a band perform in a shell, such as this one, and the last movement, I always said, sounds very much like a Ferris wheel, or kind of going around in those rides up there, right? Which is not too far up there. Our next selection we have for you is On Jersey Shore, which wasn't written for Wildwood, but we actually played this last year. I think it's appropriate. It was written by Arthur Pryor, who was a trombone soloist for Sousa's band, John Philip Sousa band, and this piece was actually premiered in Asbury Park, New Jersey. So we're a little south, but enjoy On Jersey Shore. Thank you. Thank you very much. Our next selection that we have for you, we're actually going to take a little trip over into France, over to the Louvre, where is a museum that has all kinds of different artwork. And Norman Della Gioia went over there and saw the artwork and then wrote this next piece for you. So we actually play 5 different movements. So there's going to be a little bit of a pause between them, so you can hold off to your applause until the end. And the movements really depict what the artwork is and what he saw on his journey through the Louvre. So our first movement is called the Portals. Our second movement is called the Children's Gallery. Then we have the Kings of France, the Nativity paintings, which also has more of a kind of a Christmas tune kind of built into there, and the finale. So enjoy scenes from the Louvre. Our next selection for you is actually a piece that was written by Red Mascara, who wanted to make this the theme song to New Jersey, which I thought you'd appreciate. It's called I'm From New Jersey. So how many of you, by the show of hands, are actually from New Jersey? So we can do that with the band too. Yeah, all right. And then I hate asking this way, because I'm kind of the same of it, that come down here and always hear. How many of you are kind of implants, but do live here quite a bit in New Jersey? Yeah, all right. So our next selection, like I said, is I'm From New Jersey, and I hope you enjoy it. It's kind of a march-style, kind of fun piece, again by Red Mascara, and it's kind of New Jersey's anthem. Thank you so much. Our next selection that we're actually going to go play for you is another piece that I think all of you will know. There's a lot of different tunes in there. We're actually going to go to Disney. Going to go down to Florida. So you're going to hear Zippity Doo Dah, Chim Chim Chimmery. When you wish upon a star, The Bare Necessities, and Under the Sea, in a piece entitled Disney at the Oscars. Well, we're excited for that. Thank you very much. Our encore march is like what we like to call it. It's called Americans We, which is actually by Henry Fillmore, another great composer in the marching band and march world. So I want to let you know about a little bit about what you've been listening to up here. The folks that are up in front of you came yesterday at 10:30 and rehearsed until noon. We've never really been on stage, not all of us, a few of us have been together, but we haven't been on stage as this band until yesterday. And we had lunch, and then we rehearsed again until about 3 o'clock. So the folks up here are very much into community band enthusiasts, and I want to point out of what bands that they actually play in currently. We have members from the Repaz Band of Williamsport, Pennsylvania, the Golden Eagle Community Band of Mount Laurel, New York, Morris Plains Community Band of Morris Plains, New Jersey, sorry, I said New York, my apologies. Trinity Centennial Band of Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, the Bel Air Community Band of Bel Air, Maryland. Woo-hoo! See, we have a fan club for that one. Wind Symphony of Southern New Jersey, the Belvedere's Drum and Bugle Corps, and that's in Pennsylvania, the Memorial Band of Colony, New York, the Colts Neck Community Band in New Jersey, the Main Line Symphony of King of Prussia, PA, the Westfield Community Band of New Jersey, the Morris University Band, Cumberland County, and also the Marist College Band. Give these folks a round of applause up here for the bands that they are in. So our next selection we're going to have for you is the march that I think everybody knows for a concert. We're actually going to play it for you before we take a brief intermission. It's our national march by John Philip Sousa entitled Stars and Stripes Forever. However, please don't leave. Give us a few minutes after and we will be back with more selections. Thank you so much, everybody. We're just going to take a brief 10-minute break, and we'll be back for some more great selections for you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Seems like a Energizer Bunny when we got started, huh? Because we're playing the tunes such as Ain't She Sweet, Carolina in the Morning, I'm Looking Over a Four-Leaf Clover, Oh, You Beautiful Doll, Babyface, Shine on Harvest Moon, and Happy Days are here again in a tune entitled Tin Pan Alley. Our next selection we actually have for you is another Arthur Pryor march arrangement, again from Sousa's band. And it's kind of a really neat tune. It was written for a whistler and his dog. So the piece that you're going to hear is actually one of our chambers. Our piccolo player will be playing a lot of the soloistic parts in this. And you can also whistle along with us. You will hear a dog bark, and then you'll hear some more whistling. So if you think about back in the days when folks were whistling for their dogs, that's what this piece is originally written for. So enjoy Arthur Pryor's Whistler and His Dog. Thank you so much. I have a band that barks, right? Our next selection we have for you is a march by Franz von Suppe. He's actually one of my favorite kind of composers out there. Just years ago was his 200th birthday, and a lot of the band music he wrote wasn't for band music. And I say band music just because everyone in the band knows Franz von Suppe by his band music. And believe it or not, he was an orchestra conductor, actually for an operetta, meaning writing for kind of the modern day musical. So that music, since it was popular, was arranged for bands, so when bands would go out and play, you could hear the popular music. And you're going to go, why not? Why couldn't they just Google it with cell phones or listen to recordings? Because again, this is the early 1900s, before all of that. So Franz von Suppe brought this music out, and this piece is entitled Over Hill, Over Dale, and it's a march by him. Our next selection is not a movie soundtrack, but it's very much like a movie soundtrack. And what I mean is it's very theatrical. The piece actually has very much emotion, very much different sounds. And it's actually creation of good and evil. So if you think about that fight between good and evil, and unfortunately we have that today in our world quite a bit. So think about it that way as the piece evolves. You will start hearing really great sounds, and then it'll kind of morph into this really powerful evilness sound. And then, as we always hope, good will triumph over evil. This selection is called The Fate of the Gods. Don't they just play lovely? Give them a round of applause for that piece. That's hard. It's not an easy piece to pull off for you. Our next selection we have for you is Colonel Bogey. I'm sure a lot of you will know this tune as it's coming down the street in a band playing it in a parade. All right, folks, while I have a captive audience, I'm going to tell you my 2 cents and hopefully not get on a soapbox about bands. So, here's my story. I grew up in a small town called Bangor, Pennsylvania, and got interested into music in my high school band. Got involved with community bands, played in the Pioneer Band of Allentown, continued on to college in the Liberty Band in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, and continued every place I've gone, I played into a community band. So why I'm saying that to you is I appreciate all of you here, but if you in your own parks see these bands perform, please make sure you go to their concerts. They love to play for you. They love to do things for you. They love to make music, and they love to have listeners like you. And saying that, I'm going to actually have the band give the audience a round of applause for being here. If you could, please show our appreciation. I also want to point out about community bands, they're intergenerational. All right, so we have students from here who, not in this particular group, but people who are in middle school, high school, all the way up to one of the musicians I played with who's 90 years old. And that being said, I am going to put him on the spot, but I thought I have to point it out just because it's the teacher in me. But I actually have two students here, one who, when I was a high school band director back in 2006, 2006, and another student I'm a college band director currently, and two trumpet players, Hannah and Rachel, I don't know if you can stand up, who came down and played for us today. And to just show you, that's how wonderful these people are. And these group, the Trinity Centennial Band, the Repaz Band, I played with a lot of these folks all over the place, and I have to say it's a small world. We show up and we want to play for you, and it's great. So I'm just trying to be an advocate about that, just so that music is important, and I hope you go and continue to support it, and thank you for being here. Our next selection for you, we have just two more for you. Our next one I think is very important, especially with all that is going on in our world today. I'd like to kind of end on a more patriotic note with a piece entitled God Bless America by Irving Berlin. Before we play our last number, I just want to thank a few folks. I actually want to thank my lovely wife, Becky Long, who right there in the chair, who made these orange shirts for us today. I know the band loves them. I also want to thank the Wildwood Business Association for allowing us to be here for you, and support, please, the local businesses around Wildwood and on Pacific Avenue. They love your support. And I'd also like to thank, again, all of you for being here. Our last selection that we're going to play for you is exactly the way John Philip Sousa would end it. No, he did not end it with Stars and Stripes. You already heard that. But he ended it with the Star-Spangled Banner. And the reason being is back then, that piece wasn't considered our national anthem. So we're going to end with Star-Spangled Banner, and if you are able, please stand up, and it's our way of getting a standing ovation. Ha ha ha. Thank you so much, and Star-Spangled Banner. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate all of you, and I also appreciate the band for being here. Please see us next year at the end of July. We will be here. Thank you so much for coming.